for those of you that are new, the cash envelope system, for me, I use it so that I can save money. This is just so that I can restrict myself to spending this much in each of the categories. Well, that's the plan. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's the plan. So that at the end of the pay period, if I have any money left in those categories that I have not spent on those categories, I can roll it over and save it in one of my binders or envelopes for future expenses, vacation, and things like that. For the people that want to learn how to do a budget, they don't have to exactly do it the way that I do it, but the outline is still a good outline to follow as far as your priorities go. Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Today it's time for me to do my bi-weekly budget. So I like to call these my pre-payday preps. I can go in ahead of time and look at how much my paycheck will be on the upcoming payday, and I can do my budget based on how much my paycheck will exactly be. So I like to do that ahead of time. And that way on payday, I know exactly how much I need to pull out of the bank. I know exactly what bills I need to pay and get that all out of the way. So we planned, this is our November monthly projection. We expected for the first paycheck to be $1,700. All right, this is our pre-payday prep. And I like to label these because sometimes I go back and look at them, which I always suggest you do. And I'm asking again, it doesn't matter. All right, the paycheck was actually $1,780. So we have $80 extra to budget with. This budget will be pretty simple and easy to follow because we have already planned November's monthly budget, and we did that this way. So we split it up, made that super simple and easy to follow. So I can just pull everything out. I can just show you guys exactly what everything is going to go to. So the first thing is always our automatic savings, which is $175. That goes to 3 different savings categories, and I've changed it around a little bit. So this time we're going to put $125 in the emergency fund. We're trying to bulk that up. My goal is $5,000 in there. Then we're putting $25 in my daughter's savings. I call her Pooh for those of you that are new, and $25 for car note. All right, so that zeroes out. We're gonna zero everything out. I'm always starting my budget from the top down, priority down to the lowest priority. So that brings us to $1,605. Okay, so we don't have any sinking funds that I have planned to use this pay period, so I didn't include any of those this time, but usually I would include those at the very top to give us our income. Next thing that comes out is our fixed expenses. So we've already determined at the beginning of the month that our fixed expenses would be $795. So we're gonna pull that out. Right, and fixed expenses is just another word for bills. That brings us down to $810. All right, so the fixed expenses this pay period are, I know I have a $15 toll bill. So usually I use my cheat sheet, but it is so much of a mess, my budget cheat sheet. I don't even want you guys to see it. I'm working on updating it, so it looks a little wild. But this is how I know what bills are due every month. But since we've already planned it out, I don't even need to use that. So we have the $15 toll bill. We have $445 for half of the mortgage. So I do that every pay period. 20 for allowance, 8 for Netflix, 8 for Amazon. I know I have to pay $60 for the phone bill, and $39 is going to go to my student loans. I had somebody rudely ask me why I'm planning a vacation when I have student loans. That's funny to me because it's like, am I not supposed to ever have any fun in life? I don't know. To me, I'm not doing that. So student loans, that is, even if you ask a professional, that's like the last thing that I'm worried about paying, because the interest rate is so low, and because it doesn't make like huge marks on your credit score. It didn't stop me from buying a house. Anyway, that is lowest priority on my bucket right now. Highest priority is just paying off credit card debt, which is less than $100 right now. But, if you don't agree with the way that I do things, that's okay. There are still other things that you can learn from me. Or, of course, absolutely, if you hate the way that I do my budget, there are so many budget channels for you to view. Because at the end of the day, sharing this is for the people that want to learn how to do a budget. They don't have to exactly do it the way that I do it, but the outline is still a good outline to follow as far as your priorities go. So that leaves me with $200, and that is going to go to utilities. That is not how much my utility bill is, but I like to pay a little bit more every month so that when winter comes and the bill is crazy, I actually have a cushion, or I have a credit on my account. Actually, right now the bill is $0, and I don't know if they're going to let me pay $200 on it. Sometimes when there's no balance, they won't let you pay. But if there's a small one, they'll let you pay. So I will probably have to take that out in cash, or I'll have to move that $200 to my SoFi savings account and leave it there for when I need it. But either way, I like to have that ready and saved to go. So the next thing that comes out is going to be our variable expenses. So we already planned for, let's see how much we planned for, $325 for our variable expenses. And I'll show you guys what that is, or what I consider to be those, because everybody does it a little bit differently. That's $485. So that's going to be, we said, how much for groceries? I changed that this month. Groceries going to get $275 instead of its normal $250. Gas is going to get $50 instead of its normal $60 because we're not using as much. And that $0, you know. Okay. Next thing that needs to come out is our cash envelopes. We already have $100 in rollover for our cash envelopes. We're going to add $250. So the rest of this is going to come out in cash. For my cash wallet, for me, I save money by using cash for my day-to-day expenses. For now, that's what I'm going to keep doing. $250 for cash envelope. That might change next year because, like I said, I'm going to be going back to school and I'm going to have less time. So I might not be able to get to the bank as often, back and forth. So that might change. We'll see. We'll see. You guys feel free to let me know how you feel about that. So we already know $100 is going to go to our personal envelope. $80 is going to go to dining out. $20 for entertainment. I know pet is getting nothing this month. I think there's about $60 in there. I want to bulk up health a little bit. Health needs $25 and miscellaneous $15 and kids $10. All right, these are the envelopes that I keep in my wallet for day-to-day expenses. 50 minus 100 minus 80, 20, 25, 15, and 10. Okay, that zeroes out. For those of you that are new, the cash envelope system, for me, I use it so that I can save money. This is just so that I can restrict myself to spending this much in each of the categories. Well, that's the plan. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's the plan. So that at the end of the pay period, if I have any money left in those categories that I have not spent on those categories, I can roll it over and save it in one of my binders or envelopes for future expenses, vacation, and things like that. School clothes. I have envelopes for all kinds of things. If you haven't seen my videos before, closeout will probably be the best way to see how I spend and save. All right, that leaves us with $235 that we're going to also save. So we're saving at the beginning and the end. That will go to what we call sinking funds. So there's a little bit extra than I expected for this because the paycheck was $80 more. So we're gonna take out what we planned. So we planned $50 for Christmas, $32 for junior year was planned, $60 for vacation, $10 for home. And I won't do the $1 challenge quite yet. Let me see how much we have left to work with. All right, that leaves me $83 left to work with. I've decided that I'm gonna put $50 total for home instead of just 10. So we're gonna increase that. Let's start this over and see where we are now. Should be $40. So you have $43. I think what I'm gonna do, since we did our monthly budget, and I did use the review this so that I can see what I want to put things towards. I already put right here a note that any extra pay I want to go to Black Friday. So I'm going to take that other $40. We're going to take it out in cash just so that we can put it to the side and not spend it. And we're going to save that for Black Friday. I already put an envelope in here. This is our family binder for that Black Friday. This is the sticker that I had, and I decided to use that for Black Friday. So we're gonna put the $40 in there, and then at the end of the month, that payday, I'll put it back in there. Hopefully we'll have more in the next paycheck as well. And that way, that leaves us $3 for the $1 challenge. All right, one last check. I like to double check because the budget being wrong in the beginning of the pay period will definitely throw it off for the whole thing. Definitely had to happen before, and it's not, it's a mess. It's a mess. So regardless of whether I film or not in the future, I will always continue. I've always and will always do my bi-weekly budgets for sure. That's a definite. All right, so next thing that I do when I do my prepaid check is to fill out my cash withdrawal sheet. So since we use cash for the things that I need throughout the week, I have to go to the bank, take out that cash, and I need to separate it based on how much I want to put in each envelope. Because if I just take out 20s, it's not going to have the right amount in each of these. So this is my cash wallet. These are the envelopes that I'm going to be putting cash in, and this is how much I'm putting in each. Then I have my savings categories that I have filled out. I add these up, and that's how I know what I'm going to take out for each of the denominations. And then I just write it out on my bank slip so I can give it to the teller. They love this. Makes it quick, easy, simple. I do it before I even go to the bank, so I keep some of the deposit and withdrawal sheets from my bank here at home so I can fill it out, go to the bank. Everything is already ready in a pouch and ready to go for them. So that makes it a lot easier. Last thing that I need to do is to update my bi-weekly budget in my planner here. If you guys saw my last video, I'm deciding on what planner I'm going to use for next year. I don't know if I'm going to continue using this or go back to using my own sheets or use a smaller planner because this one's pretty big. So I asked for those comments on that video. I haven't uploaded it yet, so I'm really interested to see what you guys have said. Actually, I already did it. I already did my A budget, so that's already in here. I broke these up in a different way so that when I do my closeout at the end of the month, it's easier for me to figure out how much I spent versus how much I planned to spend. So I have a new, let me show you October in case you haven't seen that video. This is how I have set up. So at the end of the month, based on the spending that I've done, I can take a look at how I did versus what I plan to do. All right, that's it. That's it. Cash is being rolled over. There is some buffer in the bank rollover. $186 was left from October's budget. So I had that money still in the bank that we're going to roll over to this month. And I will just keep that in the bank as a cushion for my bank accounts. All right, that's it. This is pretty simple. Thanks to doing the monthly budget that way, which was great. And nothing new has come up between when I did the monthly budget and now. So we're going to stick to that. This is my budget categories. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Question of the day is, have you started thinking about your budget for next year and your goals for next year? More importantly for me is goals. So I think I'm going to be changing a lot of things. You'll probably see it between November and December, my new plan for 2025. I change things because I'm always looking for a way to improve and to make things easier for myself. Now I'm more focused on making things easier for myself since I'll have less time and I have less patience to do this all the time. So we'll see. That sheet definitely was a first step in the right direction. Thank you so much for watching. I want you to always remember it is about progression and not about perfection. Happy saving. Bye.